Hey everyone, good morning. I'm gonna talk about Onslaught mode. We have been having some fun over the weekend. The first Descendant came out with a beta on the map called Onslaught mode. It's a difficult mode where you team up with individuals, either randoms or your friend group, and it kind of feels like that old style Destiny 2 raid, but just in an open field. And excuse me, I'm gonna go get my coffee really quick and come back. So when you approach the mode on the map and click on it and you end up in a match, you will be paired up with either randoms, like I said, or people that you know who you brought in, if as long as you're in a party. So I don't know how the community feels as a whole on it, but for me personally, this was challenging enough for both casuals and veterans. I didn't think that the challenge was a big problem, but I also didn't think that it was like the worst, most challenging thing in the world, but I do think it had a good balance to that challenge. So I'm not saying this is the most challenging content, but it is very up there when it comes to just how much damage you have to do, your output, and how much HP the enemies have. Some people from the gacha community that I used to watch and still watch sometimes talked about this issue in games, especially free-to-play ones. It's called HP inflation. So if you want to look up what that is, I'm sure you probably know already. It just means that the longer a game goes, the higher the HP cap will have to go because players get stronger over time. So there's a bit of power creep and certain characters are just overpowered and there's just not much you can do about it besides balance the game, and sometimes balancing the game in the, I guess, fastest way possible. You could say convenient or lazy. I wouldn't use that term here for this mode, but some people think it's lazy to add HP inflation, and I would say normally that's the case, but here it does feel good. The only thing I would be worried about is future updates being only about HP inflation. So that has happened to other games in the past, like Honkai Star Rail, stuff like that, and it has been, pretty problematic in that sense. But I would like to talk about actually how good this mode feels in your hands. You might die a couple times. Sometimes, it doesn't go your way, and people go down. You can't get to them in time. You have quite a few attempts. The main goal, though, is to keep these enemies away from this purple bubble, and there's no shame in going down fighting as long as you kill some of the enemies that are going towards this kind of bubble, which serves as like a tower in a tower defense mode. Is basically what this is. You get some turrets, you get a shield, and you defend against the waves. The Albion resource defense mode is kind of similar, but here you get, like I said, the turrets and assets, things to mitigate the enemies coming towards your tower. So in this case, a purple bubble. I've been taking my Sharon out here into the Onslaught mode beta, and I love her new move set, her rework. It's been very, very satisfying to push through hordes of enemies, get some kills myself. I don't have to really compete for kills. I can go for whoever I want, and if I pick a target, usually I end up killing them. So it's really balanced in my opinion. Other people are dealing with their own targets while you deal with your side. And that's the other thing about the defense part of it. You'll get a third stage, I think on the second and third tier, where it's like the second to last stage before the boss. And you have to defend this little area, and they'll come in from all directions. And if you don't have like at least 3 players, it'll be a little difficult to beat. But it is a very fun, challenging experience, in my opinion. I think a lot of people have been shunning this game for a while just because there's been a lull or they don't really think that the game has content, but I can tell you that this is a step in the right direction. We actually have a challenge now, and I don't think of it as a bad thing. It is a good mode. It's a decent time. You don't have to struggle if you're with your friends, and most people will pick you up if you go down. It's a really good, nice experience compared to what we've had before. and it's something new. They decided to give us these turrets and this beta, and it really is speaking to me. I hope they can rework the game like this in the future, just kind of turn it around with more stuff like this, because it added more mechanics. I think if they look at boss patterns from other games, maybe like Elden Ring, we can get something that's more challenging even in the combat sense. The end boss here in the beta wasn't very challenging, but it was challenging if you only had like 2 or 3 people with you. So that will be a little bit different depending on how your build is, and I think they could add an even stronger boss at the end. I don't think it would be unwelcomed. So the bosses at the end of beta, you might need to buff them a little bit and give them less, make them less of a pushover, I guess is what I'm saying. They kind of are a little bit of a pushover at the moment, so you know, give the bosses a little bit of a buff. Not too much, like don't overtune it, but just a little bit. So if you're wondering, should I pick up the first Descendant again over the weekend, I think you should definitely try out Onslaught mode to see if you like it. For me, it's a banger, it's a W. I think it should stay. I think we need this mode desperately. We need people to stay and challenge themselves, and hopefully they give us really cool rewards. I haven't heard about the Ancestor weapons lately. I don't know if they're coming soon or if they're going to come later. Hopefully they do come sooner than later. I do want them to show up in a content drop soon, hopefully. But I'm really looking forward to those. That way you can run essentially gun builds or weapon builds instead of just running you-know-who all the time with Wings. She's my main, but I've been using Sharon a lot more, and she's been dope. So try the Sharon rework, try the Viesa rework, try the Onslaught mode, see how you like it. Your build, if you haven't come back in a while, you're probably going to need to do some grinding. I'm not going to lie to you, there are some mods and stuff that are new that you'll need to look up. Especially, I think even some mods are now removed, so you might need to replace it with something else. And Glay, I think she's actually a solid choice. I haven't tried Blood and Iron yet in Onslaught mode, but I'm gonna try that today actually, or tonight. So yeah, I don't know. Just have fun with it, man. It's a fun time. I'm telling you. Get in your game, get on Onslaught mode, and just try it out. So today is Saturday when I'm recording this, so by the time this comes out, it'll be Sunday, and you still have a chance to like play it. So I would say get on it. And that wraps up my video for today. I will be seeing you guys on stream. If you want to come over to my Twitch, it'll be on screen, and I'll be playing Pragmata over there. So that and maybe some TFD with my homies and Onslaught mode again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will do that again.